Come on. Give me the phone. It's my turn to order.
But I still haven't decided which bento I want for lunch. This one has so many calories, and this one has even more.
Just order one of each. It's what I would do. Did you say something?
The patient's waking up. Oh.
Whoa there. Don't try to sit up. Just lay back down, Miss Hitami Sato. Whose patient is this? Why are all of her pain medication doses so low?
I think that she's Dr. Tyra's patient. You know how the hospital is trying to cut down on medication expenses?
Fine. I'll give her a dose myself. Hold her arm out and distract her for a minute.
Just relax now. You probably don't remember, but you've been very sick lately. Just try to breathe a little and get some rest.
I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but you must not strain yourself. It's actually rather astounding that you're still alive. Just let the sedative work for now. We'll see you again real soon.
Oh my, are you feeling a bit better? You gave us quite a scare. Please don't try to move around too much. You're still quite weak. My name is Nurse Takumi, and I'll be looking after you today. Actually, it will be the very first day I'm looking after you, since we've just transferred you to our team. Dr. Mihara Endo will be in shortly to see how you're doing. Is there anything I can get for you now? Oh, your throat's probably a bit sore from the breathing machine. Oh, wait a second. I'll pour you a drink. All we've got in the fridge is some of that orange fizzy stuff. I'm sorry if it's not to your liking. Okay, that's it. Just take it in your hand and I'll guide the straw to your lips. Sit up for me. Just a little bit, please. There we go. That's it. Does that feel better?
Why am I here?
I'm not really sure. We haven't gone through all of your files yet, but if there's anything else I can tell you, I'll be happy to try.
Where am I?
You're in Kirusa's hospital surgical wing.
Surgery?
That's right. You've been very sick. We had to do some emergency surgery.
Why can't I see?
That's
because you nearly died. I'm sorry to have to be frank, but you have had dangerously high levels of a performance-enhancing substance in your blood work. Your vision, taste, sense of smell, and sense of touch have been greatly damaged as a result of the overstimulation. Only time will tell how much of your body is still able to recover.
Do you remember what happened to you?
No, I don't remember anything.
That might be the anesthesia I gave you. We'll have to wait a few days to see how you progress. In the meantime, we'll try to get in contact with some people who might know more about you.
Try and rest for now. I'll come back to check on you later.
Someone who knows me.
Hitomi? Hitomi? Hitomi, can you hear me? I was so worried when I heard about what happened. I rushed over right away.
Who?
The doctor did say you might not remember some things. It's me, Tamaki Fudo. You know, that annoying guy who's been hanging around you since middle school.
Sorry.
It's okay. You always used to joke that I never really did have a memorable face. I guess there's some truth to that after all.
I didn't mean...
I'm just messing with you. We used to tease each other all the time. It's how we got to know each other. We were in a radio club together, and we always used to share our embarrassing stories to brighten the day of the students. Some delusional stuff, some funny commentary, and some real things from our childhood. Anything to get a laugh out of people. Like this one time, I recall how we first met. You always loved snacks and could never stop talking about them. You said eating was your only real talent. I remember you best as the chubby girl who always drank my milk for when we were in grade school so the teachers wouldn't yell at me. That made us best friends for quite a long time. I always used to joke that maybe you were a cow, at least up till junior high, where you actually did become one.
I don't think I understand.
Well, you've always been rather well developed. Surely you can tell by how heavy your chest is.
I don't remember. I can't see or feel anything.
You're joking, right? You've always liked to mess with me and watch my reactions.
I'm not joking.
I mean, it's been a while, but this is something you could bounce back from, right? You'll be back to normal and we can go back to doing our old thing. Right? Right? I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I'll just leave these snacks I brought you here and come back another day. I'm sorry if I offended you.
Wait! I still have so many questions.
How could this have happened? What am I paying you people for? That thing isn't Hitomi at all! Look at this crap! All this junk food! Is this what you've been putting into her this whole time?
No, sir. I'm going to have to ask you to come back.
I mean, just look at the size of her! Come to think of it, look at the size of you! Is this how a hospital treats its patients?
Some of us are trying to lose weight.
And you're doing a terrible job at it. Listen to me. I trained this girl from a pale-skinned, flabby little thing who could only crack jokes and read poems over the school radio. We ran track in day and night until her body was tight and sculpted. It took everything she had to stick to that lean diet. I crafted her. She was the very best. I made her into a champion. She won trophies, medals, and was on her way to nationals until her accident. I am not going to let that go to waste.
Exercise is all well and good, Mr. Kudo, but there must be moderation in all things. I do like to indulge myself at times, but that doesn't make me any less of a person, nor does it cloud my medical judgment. Hitomi is right here. Under all that you see, she's still the same girl.
And what about this medical report? Loss of senses? I sunk all that money into this program because you guaranteed that your hospital claimed it could save her. What was the point of all this if she can't even tell that we're here?
I've only recently taken over her case, so any deals you have had with the treating doctors before are null and void. I assure you that I will save her, just as much as I assure you that she can hear everything we are saying right this instant.
In either case, your choice of treatment is... How is making her eat going to get her any better?
She's only woke up because of a mistake some intern made with her feeding tube intake. Taking it away lapses her back into unconsciousness. My theory is that overnourishing her will only continue to sustain her recovery.
You're going off of a hunch? I know a thing or two about nutrition, and the rate of her feeding intake was something I calculated for her myself. It was more than enough to sustain her size, and you want to triple that overnight? I may not be a doctor, but I know your plan will render her bedbound, even if she does gain back her feelings.
I suppose you want that doctorate so you can put me in my place and tell me how to do my job? Medical school is only 7 years long. We'll wait right here for you to graduate.
I want a second opinion.
No one else is willing to take this case. You may be paying for treatment, but this is the first time I've ever seen records of you ever coming to check on her. Every other doctor was happy to simply prolong her stay as long as you kept paying them. As far as getting her better is concerned, I'm your last and only option, Mr. Kudo.
Then I'll pay for her liposuction. She'll get the best plastic surgeon's money can buy.
Her feeding tube is just about to run out. If you think she's big now, she's not even reached a stable weight yet. Why don't we watch and see what happens if she doesn't continue to grow?
So sleepy.
If only Fudo wasn't so dense.
The pump has been reloaded. She's eating fine now.
Excellent. The treatment is moving as planned.
Isn't there anything else you can do for her? Please, we're desperate here.
Like I told your friend, no there isn't. I've read the charts and this is the only course of action we have. She needs to gain weight and stay significantly overweight in order to negate the toxins in her system. Otherwise, she'll go back to sleep.
Ryu told me what you spoke about before. I understand that you were aware that the previous team were receiving money for Hitomi-chan's long-term care. Would this be enough to ensure that she gets proper treatment without ruining her figure?
That's a lot of money. I've never seen so much before.
You rich guys think you can just waltz in here, wave cash around and get your way. This is more than just about preserving her figure just because you want her thin.
Please. Anything to spare her from the sight of herself when she recovers. The size of her chest, the flabbiness of her arms, and how her belly just sags over her thighs like that. It would absolutely crush her to see what you're doing to her body with all this food.
What exactly are you implying? My belly hangs well over my thighs when I finish work each day. Think very carefully before answering.
Hey, I may be a joker, but that's a bit of an exaggeration. You're chubby for sure, but there's no way you're big enough to pull that off. There's no way that could be true unless your lab coat is incredibly slimming.
Takumi, pass me that bag of potato chips.
Hey, I bought those for her.
I know, and you've done so every day for quite a long time. We have a ton of them in our snack room as a result since they just keep accumulating. Allow me to demonstrate what they can do to a girl's figure in the right hands.
What's she doing?
It's Dr. Endo's, party trick. Just watch.
Oh my god, is she gaining weight? Her belly's starting to pour over her belt.
She has an interesting metabolism.
She's getting huge. How is such a thing possible? Okay, you made your point. Maybe my choice of presents weren't the best, but they were her favorite. I just didn't want them to be stale when she woke up.
You see, being fat is not the end of the world. Whether I am 400, 500, or even 600 pounds, my attitude towards my patients does not change. At this size, I can produce the medication needed to treat Miss Sato through the device embedded where my right arm should be, and supplement her recovery at the same time. Mr. Kudo and yourself, however, seem to think that being big seems to make a girl some sort of abomination, which is something I cannot stand. You'd rather keep her as a thin, perfect-looking doll in her bed, rather than really living her life, even as a fat woman.
You're wrong.
What?
Kudo-kun may think that way, but I don't. I've known Hitomi for a long time and noticed how she gained weight over the years. I've always found her attractive at any size.
Then why?
Because running track and being the star of our school became her dream. One day after the radio club, she just applied and started to slim down. She took her training seriously, and I just wanted to support her with that. Even if she recovers, she'll be far too fat to move like that anymore. Please don't take that away from her.
School track star. What are you?
Dr. Endo, could I have a quick word with you a minute?
I see. Anyway, the brain and nerves need sugar to function, Mr. Fudo. Full restoration of her senses will take time, and the treatment is indeed fattening. If you don't want me to turn her into a blob, then I would have to skip the most crucial part of the treatment, which would be her eyes. She won't walk away from this as a skinny girl, even on minimal treatment, but she would remain blind for the rest of her life. Those are your only choices.
No.
Think very carefully. As Miss Sato's decision makers, both you and Mr. Kudo have to come to a decision before we continue increasing her treatment dose.
Can't Hitomi-chan do it herself now that she's awake?
She's still not quite stable enough to make serious healthcare decisions. Her consciousness still tends to fade in and out.
Should have stopped her.
We both should have.
She wanted to be good at something so badly, but I wasn't there to support her.
What, you mean the snacks? It's been so long that I didn't even realize they were from you. I really lost my temper at that nurse who was just trying to do her job.
I thought that by trying to make her give up on her diet, that she would see that she was fine the way she was. We even did a bit once where I narrated her a charity eating contest with racing commentary. She just always loved to eat. I never thought she'd give up on that. In fact, taking her chumminess in stride was part of what made her so sharp-witted with keeping the audience on her seat.
I don't think she really ever did. Even after you made that big display of her bringing fattening lunches, she never threw any of them away. Hitomi-chan always trained extra hard on days you visited. And I guess it was to work off the extra calories, but since it motivated her, I let it happen. I just couldn't say no to someone who wanted to impress the guy they liked.
You're a lucky guy, you know?
Me? Hitomi-chan wasn't kidding when she said you were dense.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Well, all the awards and trophies never meant all that much to her. Once she hit her goal weight, she was intending to quit. She just wanted to get in shape so that she could impress you.
Me? She did all that for me?
People do some crazy things when they're in love. Those last few pounds she could never fully shake off drove her to the point of obsession. When I found her that day in the changing room with those pills spilled onto the floor around her, I finally put two and two together.
I never knew. Maybe if I had told her that I liked her sooner, she wouldn't have put herself at risk.
Well, that's all in the past now. Even if she doesn't remember us, I don't want her to give up everything she's worked so hard for. The treatment is going to be a huge understatement given her current size.
I know, but if it comes down to that, I'll take care of her. Even if it takes the rest of my life.
A proposal? Shouldn't you be telling her that instead of me?
After what I put her through, I doubt that she would ever say yes.
I would.
Hitomi-chan, you're awake, but the pump isn't even on.
Stay with her. I'm gonna go get the doctor.
You heard all that? Everything we said?
Yes.
I'm so sorry I never told you sooner, but I love you, Hitomi. I've always loved you just the way you are. But I don't want to decide for you. Your body, everything you've worked for, I'll make it up to you. For all of my days, if you'll let me.
Fudo-kun, please, feed me.
I've asked everyone to step outside for a minute. It's just you and me for now. It seems that you're sustaining consciousness, but even without the feed you might struggle. My theory about you gaining weight was correct. But you aren't out of the woods yet. This is a very critical time in treatment. If we are to consolidate our gains, I'm going to have to ask you to make a choice.
I felt his hand touch mine. I still want to get much better, no matter what it takes.
Your decision makers have agreed to whatever you choose, but I still need to inform you of the risks and what is going to happen to you. I'm going to place you on a highly fattening infusion. Since you can't walk around on a high-calorie feed the rest of your life, my intention is to make every meal you consume from now on incredibly calorie-rich. You're probably never going to lose weight again, no matter how hard you try.
I have someone who cares about me. That's all that matters.
They weren't kidding about how big you might end up being by the time you finally stabilize.
Even if I end up being immobile.
Adjusting to your new lifestyle may be harder than either of you could be prepared for.
Even if I don't remember everything yet, I want to remember him.
And if your memories don't come back?
Then I will have a lot of fun learning about us all over again. But before I do, I want him to do something for me.
Well, all right. I'll get everything prepared.
She asked for me?
Yours is the seat next to her.
Please, close your eyes.
But what can I do? I'm not a doctor.
I want you to be there with me and listen to me narrate my growth as I feel it.
Blood pressure is holding steady. All ups are within normal range.
Why would you want to do that?
So you might see as she does, and hold her hand through the darkness.
We're ready.
All right. Beginning infusion.
The feeling first came back to my toes as I wiggled them in the bed. The sheets were cold, so I slid them under the blanket, but at least that feeling reminds me that I'm not dead. I was then aware of how difficult it was to pull back my calves, given how meaty they might be. I could feel folds of fat bulging over the crux of my knee. I can feel the fluid building within my belly as it steadily creeps over my thighs. They press together as they fill the bed, which creaks and moans and cries. It's odd to feel myself growing after becoming aware of how wide I am. But I'll just keep on gaining and fatten up like a Christmas ham. I shiver as the cold metal bars of the bed rails come into contact with my sides. My love handles gently lock me into place as I continue on this ride. A pillow. Yes, my belly is like one already. I can feel it swell and grow. It flows through my fingers like a bag of sand and covers everything below. Heavier and sweatier with every pound, and my gain is not yet complete. It's becoming quite clear to me now that I will never touch my feet.
50% complete.
The hum of the liquid flowing into me feels like liquid lava through my chest. My breasts rise from dormancy atop my waist as they too begin to fill and sag over the rest. Years of training undone in minutes, and yet I don't feel so sad. My blubbery arms and back fat rolls comfort me like pillows lining my bed, so it's really not so bad. A double chin is starting to come in now, with a second one underneath. It's plush and plump and swells my cheeks as a smile shows my teeth.
Almost done.
Taste returns to me with thoughts of food and all things wonderful which I crave. After all of this, I swear to you, I'll never again be a diet slave. 300, 400, 500 pounds or more are where I feel I am. You ask me if I'd marry you, and you never once let go of my hand.
Just topping off the last few pounds.
So if you'll promise to treat me well and love me all my life.
Your vision should be starting to come back now. Try blinking for me.
Because if you mean to take care of me, then you'll have to make me your wife. I remember now.
Are you sure this place has a low-calorie menu?
I never said that. I just said it had a menu that had mineral water as the lowest calorie option.
Whoa, you're trying to make me fatter, aren't you?
Dr. Rendo, Nurse Takumi.
Miss Atomi.
Oh, you're that coma patient we revived. You look,
You look wonderful. You wear the extra weight extremely well.
Thank you. I would have to say the same about the both of you.
Really? I think if I just look kind of frumpy.
I was just out and about for a small snack. Would you two care to join me?
We'd love to.
I guess that would be okay.
What Takumi means to say is that she'd also love to, since she's the thinnest of the three of us.
That's not true. Wow, this is really good. Everyone here is huge. No wonder all the furniture is steel reinforced.
And this is certainly my kind of restaurant. We should really remember to come back here more often.
So, Hitomi, what have you been up to?
After I recovered, I took an accelerated college course and graduated with Fudo-kun. We both work at a local radio station now. Eventually, I'd like to run my own podcast on the side, speaking out for women of size like ourselves and advising them on ways to find love and be happy at any weight.
You can do it. I'm sure.
Kuro-kun met up with us too, and suggested that we should start by narrating this whole thing into a story. It's certainly something that no one else has tried before.
Will we do our own voice acting? Or will we need to hire actors?
Dr. Endo, Nurse Takumi. I wanted to let you know that I'll be marrying Fudo-kun next month. It would mean the world if you could be there for us.
Our schedule looks kind of busy. But I'm sure we can move some surgeries around to make room.
Kind of like dessert is what you mean?
To be honest, I've never really been good with sweet things. But sure, why not?
Speaking of schedules, Dr. Endo, we really have to go. We're going to miss our train.
Right. Save us a seat of 4. I'm not entirely sure how big we'll be by then.
Thank you for everything.